Good evening, VPG. Welcome back. Week number 3, match day number 7. These match days are flying by. Welcome. Season number 17, of course, of VPG. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, every single week without fail. Unless I'm busy, of course, or unless we've got something going on, or unless EA decide to just screw us over again. But that, fingers crossed, touch wood, that's not happened this season. And long may it continue, because if Thursday is anything to go by, we have got some absolute bangers, including 2 derbies tonight, which I'm super excited about. Right, Holmesy, you asked, therefore you shall receive. It is Black Sheep versus Ballistic. First look at Ballistic, and there are a couple of very familiar faces in there. Look out for Mr. Ben Bulmer. 54 goals last season for my beloved PCW Liberia. Game number 2. It is the UK Pro Series. It's the final game of the UK Pro Series league stage. Massive amounts on the lines for both of these sides, because a draw wouldn't see both of these two through necessarily. We'll do the maths later. Mental maths to follow. Totally agree, Holmesy, totally agree. He is one down on my list as well. Good taste. Then we've got the derbies, boys and girls. Esports Premier, 2 derbies for you tonight. It is the French derby first up. MBD taking on NEOM, 2 heavy hitters. That's going to be a banger. Followed by the main event of the evening. Monstars 2 taking on Monstars 1. Evening all. Noxy, Kino, Olive, well done for getting here on time. And Joelle. Boys, I miss you. Do you know what? I almost put in the Discord the other day how much I missed you, boys. But tonight we are focusing on those 4 games, starting with the VPG UK Premier, 2nd place Black Sheep. I mean, look, Black Sheep have looked sensational all season. Robin, Viner, good evening to you boys as well. Black Sheep, 2nd place on the incredible run, looking so good. And then I don't want to say the wheels came off, because they certainly didn't. It was the game of the week last week, but that Thursday defeat to Exito, who are on 2nd, don't forget. 4-2 on stream. Game of the week. Can they bounce back from that? 18th place Ballistic. Now, Ballistic are a side where I've been trying to get them on. We're in week 3 now. I've been trying my hardest to get them on, because they're a good side. They're a very good side. And they've just made 2 brand new signings. I don't think either of them have played yet for this side. They have played a lot. Just in general, 2 very good players. And it's Ben Bulmer and Pink Ballerina. Those 2 are leading the line. So, Ballistic, if the likes of Doom, ex-Phoenix, if the likes of Jay, UK Prem player, Luke, I think is the same Luke from QPR, 2 UK Prem players anyway. If those players can feed those 2, it's got to be a case of get it to those guys, let them cook, and then we'll try and keep the rest of this crazy Black Sheep side out, because it's going to take some doing. Every time I see them. They're just stacking themselves with attacking prowess. It is just 2 defeats in the last 9 for Black Sheep, as opposed to 1 win in the last 6 for Ballistic. So I do think, you know, Black Sheep go into this as favourites. Ballistic know that as well. You just look at the league table. But I think the signing of those 2, and with the likes of Doom, with the likes of Jay and Luke behind them, there is something in it for Ballistic as well, which is why we picked it. Kino, spot on, mate. Absolutely spot on. Black Sheep, though, JC been so impressed with this man. Challenged him at the beginning of the season. What can he do? Well, 8 goals and 8 assists in the first 2 weeks of VPG. Not too bad at all, is it? Let me just ping these 2 managers, because they're playing silly buggers at the moment. I don't want to miss anything. Well, I've got the stream on in the background, but I'd like to know where they are first and foremost. Right, I've got both streams up, so I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Right, sorry, back to the teams. Lee Jacko, again, I mean this in the nicest possible way, and every team needs one of these, but he is their Phil Neville. He is their utility man, and he's better than Phil Neville because he actually does a good job everywhere. But he's the man holding that defensive line tonight. He's the man who's going to be looking after Luke. And that's going to be an interesting battle first and foremost. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing. But that front four with Bailey, who is their top rated player, by the way, considering the likes of Hannick's got 8 goals, JC's got 8 goals, Brad Sheeran, you know, he got those 2 goals, 2 assists on stream before the Thursday, and Bailey's still top rated. That's how good this man is at the moment. So that front four with SJ Clay, Brad, JC and Hannick's, it's a handful. But then and also they've just chucked in Kano as well, just for good measures. So it's going to be a difficult challenge for Ballistic, but also it's water off the duck's back because we're in the UK Prem now. I want to say there's no easy games. There will probably be easier games, but I digress. It is a case of watching out for that front 2 for Ballistic, which I'm very, very much looking forward to seeing. Currently, Giagini is their top goal scorer on 5, so the goals haven't been free-flowing for Ballistic as much as they would want. Probably why they bought 2 quality strikers in. So, look, like I said in the intro, Ben Bulmer, 54 goals last season. But also on top of that, 44 assists from our beloved PCW LeBerry. So, and everyone who knows anything about ball knows about that man, Pink Ballerina. He's been doing the rounds now. He's flirted with the UK Prem a few times now. It's so good to see him back in the UK Prem. I would like to see him make the jump to Esports Prem if someone would be happy to take a punt on him. I guess it starts here by putting on a performance on stream as well. That'd be good timing for that. But of course, they'd have to beat that back four of Zezek Lavu as well. Again, just another player who can play centre midfield, who can play centre back. I think that's the key for Black Sheep. They've got their heavy hitters, they've got their power hitters, but the likes of, you know, SJ Clay can play wide midfield, can play up front. Brad Shearer can play left midfield, can play centre back, can play full back. Lee Jacko centre mid, centre back, full back. They've got all these quality players who can fill all those gaps for them. So if they do ever have any concerns with players not being able to make it, or if they've got full availability, they can literally just stockpile that first 11, which is what I'm seeing them do at the moment. But then again, this looks very familiar to the team that played against Exito on Thursday and subsequently did not get any points from that game. Is Exito next, by the way? Just as a reminder, UK Pro Series, it's basically a knockout game because whoever wins this goes through, and then the loser has to rely on another result. Group number 22, just in case you're wondering. Right, these two sides, I think they're trying to get in because they're just restarting the lobby. In fact, let me take you over there because it's I think the team sheets have been done to death now. We did get the team sheet from Ballistic about 5 minutes before the start. Made my first 3 appearances last Thursday, made 10 saves. Lewis. It's always a proud moment. I feel like a proud parent when I hear success stories like that. Keep smashing it. I assume you're playing tonight. Can only assume you're playing tonight. Why wouldn't you be with a performance like that on Thursday? But well done. Keep smashing it. Right. The problem I've got here is that none of the teams are messaging me, so I'm literally just waiting. As much as you guys are, really. Normally, at least I've got comms. Does look like we're getting in. That's good. Right then. Game number 1 for Monday, kicking off the week. Black Sheep versus Ballistic. We've gone all alliteration on you. It is second place 18th. Ballistic did not expect these boys to be 18th. They are also an Elite C side, 11th in Elite C, so faring a little bit better in Europe. But Samu is here. To what do we owe the honor, Samu? Come on. Welcome in. Just in time as well. I mean, I feel like maybe both the sides were waiting for you to turn up, because now we're ready to go. Right then. Hopefully, they're just doing heights before we kick off. It's a dangerous time to do heights, but I back it. Off we go then. It is Black Sheep in the white. and Ballistic. First look at these boys in the red and white. It looks like, is that the Morecambe kit? Morecambe? Maybe. Either way, they are in the red and white. Here is new signing Ben Bulmer. Luke looking for striker's feet almost immediately. Bailey, the top-rated man, gives it to their talisman at the moment. 8 goals, 8 assists in the first 2 weeks. Playing at the highest possible standard of VPG now, this Black Sheep side. VPG Esports Premier and, of course, the UK Premier, home and away. Difficult games everywhere. And what a return that is for that man. Benny just about keeps it in. Ballistic looking for a way out. Can't find it though. Kano looking for the ball over the top. Tachi does well. Side crows into Luke W's feet. And that's a dangerous place for Black Sheep to leave that man. Ben Bulmer holds it up nicely. Waiting for support. Goes back to Doom. The former Phoenix man. Into. And Pink Ballerina. I think Black Sheep do need to give him, and Luke to be fair, a lot of respect. If they stand off those 2 men, they will get punished. And Jacko just needs to make sure Luke doesn't get away from him there. JC, 30 yards out, looking for Hannix's feet, who is playing up top tonight. The wide man / winger. Again, versatile team. Here is the man of the hour, Declan. Good tackle, though. Luke into Pink Ballerina's feet. Doom does very well, just about. Gets out of danger. There was a lot of traffic in there. Lee Jacko, that's much better. That's much better. Cutting out that supply line to the cam. Bailey slides it through to SJ Clay's onside, keeps it low. It's a sensational finish. Composure personified. SJ Clay, first blood to Black Sheep. And again, that front four for Black Sheep, if the ball's falling at any of their feet in the box, you know there's a high success ratio. And it's come from a very good press from Black Sheep, to be fair. You know, we said they need to show these Ballistic players a lot of respect, and pressing them is a good way of showing them that respect, to be honest. Because you saw what they did when they stood off Luke earlier on. They created kind of a half chance, but now, since then, it's been all Black Sheep. The boys in white go 1-0 up inside 20 minutes. SJ Clay is the goal scorer, and they look hungry for more. Doom bringing out of midfield, but again, that press from Black Sheep is sensational. This is, don't forget, second place 18th. So Black Sheep, the team in the ascendancy at the moment, it's going the way we probably scripted it. Bailey keeping this Black Sheep side ticking over so nicely. Jacko involved in some forward movement now. Kano looking for the ball over the top. Spacey does well. I think Ballistic just need to make sure they don't get suckered into a firefight here. Play their game, patiently probe like this, and get it to that front 2. That has to be the tactic. And tell you what, that might be Jay's first touch of the game, 25 minutes in. Not had too much of the ball, have Ballistic so far. But yeah, they can't get drawn into a firefight here. Needs to be patient. It needs to be composed. Get the ball to those strikers. If you can't find the strikers, find Luke W's feet. I know it's easier said than done, of course it is. But then you've got 2 match winners in your team. Use them. Brett, maybe his first touch as well. But the ball's just not come down this near side, basically. Declan under pressure once again. Kano wins it back once again. Hannix into the box. Finds Bailey. Gets it on the 1-2. Josh Coleman just about manages to turn it around the post. I mean, even at 2-0, I don't want to say it's going to be lights for Ballistic, but it's a mountain to climb just because of the sheer pressure that they're having to withstand at the moment. Second place, Black Sheep looking to avenge that defeat on Thursday, that 4-2 match of the week. Ball comes in, edges, Tachi is there at the feet of their creative spark. Doom keeps it alive. Ben Bulmer onto Jay. Bread Sheeran there. Again, good work from Black Sheep. Looks solid at the back. So far, so good for those boys, although I'm sure they wouldn't have missed another goal before halftime. Currently leading 1-0. Match day number 7, VPG UK Prem. Just the one UK Prem on a Monday, because we go across to the Pro Series straight after. Massive game in that Pro Series. Final group stage game. Kano, again, massive tackle from that man. Keeps this team ticking over. Hanix into JC, looking to get half a yard. Good interception in the end. Ballistic just hanging on in there at the moment. Luke just really struggling to find that front two because the press, the screening is so good. Ben Balmer looks to turn. Lee Jacko doing Lee Jacko things though. Wins it back. Sets off his side once again. JC, good turn into Kano, who's been a real live wire. That midfield three for Black Sheep, really playing triangles around the boys in red. J-Fella does well. Got a bit of green to run into for the first time as well. Stretches his legs, gaining that ground. 50, 60 yards made up, but runs into a sea of white. Wins it back, though. He's doing it all by himself at the moment. Brett Sheeran doubling up on Ben Balmer. To be honest, I would recommend, and that is one thing I definitely would not recommend. Goalkeeper commits himself. Having made such a good save 5-10 minutes ago, JC will not score an easier goal than that all season. That is number 9 for that man. And a little bit of a Valentine's Day gift maybe, because it is 2-0 just before half-time, and it's almost the perfect half for Black Sheep. They've looked good going forward, not had too much defending to do, and got 2 goals to their name. Can Ballistic drag something back here with Pink Ballerina? Stabs it in goalwards. William does very, very well. Gets himself under the ball. Good turn from Pink Ballerina, and out Black Sheep go. And SJ Clay will run us through to half-time. It's the perfect half. It is the perfect half for Black Sheep. 2-0 up at half-time. Look, Ballistic knew it was going to be difficult, right? I feel like for anyone who watched the Liverpool game last night where Kirkesh came out and just said, yeah, that second goal was Alisson's fault. I feel like Josh's going to take it on the chin and say, look, he'll hold his hands up and say, yeah, my bad. Ballistic, what they can't do now is just say, right, well, we're 2-0 down, what's the point? They need to just go out and say, look, 0-0, half-time, let's go and feed that front line. Let's go and see what we can get. 0-0, let's go and win the second half. Right off that first half, because Black Sheep have been the better side. Of course they have. They're 2-0 up, well deserved, but it's FIFA, it's EA, it's clubs. Anything can happen. And again, you've got 2 match winners, and this is the good thing about this new look Ballistic side, is it does not matter what the result is, what the minute is. When you've got 2 strikers like that, who have been there, done it, who can find the back of the net, then you're always in with the shot. That being said, another goal kills it off for me. Another goal will kill this off for Black Sheep. So, again, the game plan is as usual. Get it to this man, Ben Balmer. Get it to Pink Ballerina and defend for your lives. And maybe no more rushes of blood to the head. 2-0. Black Sheep, the boys in white, taking on 18th place Ballistic, who have come out looking sharp as Lee Jacko cuts that pass out. Who's the best player in the league? There's a lot. There's a lot, Philip. You could probably do about 20, 30, and there's not too much between them all. Down the line it goes. Looking for SJ Clay. Tried to slide it in behind. Now he wins it back. Gives it to Hanix. Looking for the front post space. He does well. Clears. But Kano, who, by the way, man of the match for me. Luke wins it up. High up for Ballistic. He's got 2 runners. One of them is this man, Ben Balmer. Good feet from him. Look dangerous. This is a new strike partnership as well, don't forget. So there might not be instant chemistry. Looked like he just needed a little bit more time just to hold on to the ball there, Ben Balmer. But also, don't forget, he's looking to play himself into this team as well. He's looking to impress the manager. And also, like I said, he's a match winner as well. J-Fella into Declan. Helps it on to Doom. Travella's into the back sticks. William clears. Going to come straight back. Spacey having a good second half so far. Fletch in there gives it to Bailey. Forced to come back. Yes, I did see that. I did see that. Because we originally had this game down for the second one. I mean, I guess Ballistic will be hoping to fare a little bit better. We've been trying to get Ballistic on for a while now. Luke, down the line, it goes. William does well, but will concede a throwing on that far side. 30 virtual minutes left for Ballistic to get a couple of goals here if they want anything from this game. Like I said, went into this slight underdogs, but I think if you'd said to them beforehand, would they have taken a draw? Absolutely. I mean, they'd bite your hand off for one now. Slide rule pass. Ben Bulmer, for some reason, is back there. He might be on any. He's on any. Someone's dropped out. It looks like the left centre-back. Berry or Itachi? Not what Ballistic need whatsoever. That might be curtains for them. Zezek. There's Berry, so it is Itachi who is gone. Now Ben Bulmer has to play striker and centre. I mean, he does play centre back as well as striker as well, so I guess that's kind of helpful, but not ideal. Kano, as I was saying earlier on, I mean, since I said he was man of the match so far, he's lost the ball twice, so maybe I should just shut up. Declan, down the line. What a ball that is, by the way. It is Ben Bulmer. Again, he's not controlling the pro, so it's quite difficult for him to just switch and get possession of it. Kano, space to operate in. Space he does well. I mean, there's a strong contender for man of the match as well, especially the second half. Declan into Luke W. Finds Ben Bulmer once again. Declan, good feet from him. Good football from Ballistic. Good press as well. Ben Bulmer edges. Luke looking for striker's feet. Fletch, the gaffer, steps in. And for all of Ballistic's possession has been good in this second half. They've got it high up, and what ahead of that is JC keeps it low. Josh with a routine save. Expected better from the man with 9 goals so far this season. Tame finish. They don't particularly need a goal, but I tell you what, a third here. I mean, we said at half time, a third here kills it off. Jacko into Hannix. Back to Jacko. Black Sheep just starting to enter that bit of game management, maybe, he says. Hannix to Kano. Edges. Looking for striker's feet. Good save from Josh Coleman once again. He knows they need to get it up, and they need to get it up sharpish, but that means it's going to come back to them sharpish. Kano again. 12 minutes to go. Black Sheep has never looked in doubt, but also it's clubs, ladies and gentlemen. Declan, over the top it goes for the on-right. It's not going to matter because William is there. He's been quality as well. Absolute unit. Hannix's stream is struggling, but we're good to go. Yep. 8 minutes to go. William flicks it on to Kano, who's popping up everywhere. He did in the first half. He's not been at his free-flowing best this half, bless him. JC, edges, twists and turns, but Itachi / Ben Bulmer is there once again. Pink Ballerina, a very, very quiet second half for him by his massively high standards. Here's Brett Sheeran bursting onto the scene, keeps it low. Josh Coleman comes flying out. Luckily for him and luckily for Ballistic, although I'm not sure it's going to matter too much now. A mystery free kick was given. And we'll play from a free kick at the back for Ballistic, but just not sticking up top so far. Bailey, good ball into JC's feet. Got his goal. And looking like 3 points as well. He'll be happy. SJ Clay, can they put a cherry on top? Beats his man with consummate ease. Gives it to Kano. Gives it to Brett Sheeran. And that's a good block from Berry because that was destined for the back of the net. Luke just about keeps it on. Berry looks to go long, but struck JC on its way out, which means Black Sheep looking to put a cherry on top. Is it going to count? No, it's not. Another quality finish, but it's not going to count. Ball in the back of the net 3 times, but only 2 will count, but they will get 3 points. I mean, look, we can deep it as much as we want, but I think, truth be told, Black Sheep just too strong. Just too strong. And look, second place 18th in the league. Ballistic kind of knew they were backs against the wall going into this. I think they almost played into the hands of Black Sheep a little bit too much by not feeding that front 2, by not letting them just do whatever they want, basically, because you kind of need to do that. I genuinely think Black Sheep would have been aware of the threat of those two, but nothing happened from it, to be quite frank. They couldn't service Pink Ballerina in that second half whatsoever, and then with the knockout, it ended up being Ben Balmer playing centre half for most of the game. So it doesn't make good reading for Ballistic, but also at the same time, I don't think they were expecting too much from that game. So dust yourself off. It's a bit of a harsh welcome to the start of your VPG week, but you dust yourself off. Just go again. And lots of football still to be played this week. Lots of football still to be played this season. And Ballistic, look, with those two up front, with those three in behind, I think there's a lot of good things to come from those boys. We'll try and get them back on again and try and catch them, but hopefully they make that climb up the towards the top end of the league table, which is probably where I expected them to be at some stage. But yeah, take nothing away from Black Sheep. Another good professional performance, I think, is probably the best way to go about that one. Welcome back on, of course. Anytime. Right then, team news is our boy Javo. He is starting goalkeeper now for RSN, and that's the man they're entrusting tonight. The good thing for RSN, he's a very good goalkeeper. The bad thing for the stream is he's a very good goalkeeper, and also so is Dizzy. These are two very good free-flowing attacking teams, so I'm hoping, sorry Javo, sorry Dizzy, the goalkeepers aren't making the headlines tonight, but all eyes on Javo tonight as he makes his first appearance on stream for RSN. Players to watch tonight, of course, King Elmo, Bluey, Hasbullet, that three, they are the top 3 rated players for RSN. Shock horror then. I mean, Hasbullet has got 18 goals already this season. Bluey's on 11. Like I said, free-flowing attacking football for those boys. 10th in UK Prem, which, to be honest, I think they would have liked to have built on last season a little bit more than that. But it's all about the Pro Series tonight, and that's what this is. Group 22, Exito are first. A draw here sends Exito through regardless. RSN would need to rely on Seasiders beating Fluenta, which ironically is Javo's previous team. Welcome in Rainy, welcome in. And you, Bluey, as well. You're always welcome. No, Holmesy. No, it was not at all. But such is life. Such is life. Speaking of Holmesy, Harrison in that CDM position for RSN. Look, you know, we've got the ones who normally pick up the headlines, the 3 I've mentioned already. But Harrison, RM as well. 2 very good starts to the season from what we have seen. So look out for those boys as well. And as far as Exito goes, who shouldn't we look out for? Tommy is officially their top rated player. I got some stick the other day for saying he's underrated. I think he just quietly goes about his business. The gaffers let him off his chains tonight. He is playing CDM and has let Tommy go and play in centre midfield tonight, so maybe we start to see him getting forward a little bit further. And Connolly is their main man up front, aka Dancing Dog. He is 10 goals, 13 assists already this season. Sensational stuff from him. A very, very good player on his day. And of course, big shout out to Viner as well. Go. Right then. It is RSN, hopefully in the black and red, because that's their traditional colours, taking on Exito in the Como kit, which is your white and your blue. Class beat. Interesting. And there is... Let me get the soundboard right. There is... good save. Javo instantly in the action. With Wolf, who had a fantastic game on Thursday, by the way. Again, Exito beating Black Sheep 4-2 on Thursday. Connolly with the ball in. Wilshire takes it down, gives it to Dead. Devo sweeps up. Dizzy into Kiko. Viner for this Exito side. And like I said, a draw here for Exito does the business, but I don't think Exito are a side who play for draws. RSN are all systems go as well, which is why we needed to have this game on. Yeah, very interesting, Holmesy. Very interesting. Every time we watch Coalesce, they have not been great on stream, so we gave them the benefit of the doubt tonight. So it almost feels like a bit of an assist for us, letting them win. But yeah, class, first loss in 11 for those boys. Wolf. Space to run into, comes inside to Tommy. RM is there. Looking for that instant ball over the top to one of two. Bluey and has Bullet, 29 goals between them so far this season. Bearing in mind we are 2 weeks into the season. Said in previous streams that RSN very lucky to keep those boys for this season, and I think they'll need to kick on this season if they are to continue to do so, but that's just my humble opinion. Here is one of the tricky two, but Bello comes across. Kiko, composure from the centre half, and off Exito goes. 4v4. I don't know who Clubs Coins is. Chris C, maybe? There he goes again, in behind, shutting down what's in front of him. King Elmo just about gets away with it, but Harrison does not. Wilshire has to dig both of them out. I'm sure he'll be on the voice chat now, saying thank you very much. Ball through to Bluey, but Viner is there, one of the strongest centre-backs in the game. Tommy takes it on the half-turn, beats his man, gives it to Devo, but RM again. Another interception from him. Elmo. Wide it goes. Harrison, much better this time. Swings it in. There was space in between those two centre-halves. Bluey takes it under his spell, but Devo and Viner there once again, paying close attention to Bluey, as you well should do. And Chris has played that ball through to Chris. It wasn't Chris to Chris, but it is Chris who puts it away. It is 1-0. Clubs Coins is Euros. I have no idea. He's not even on the sheet, mate. He's not even on the sheet. That's a plea from me to please use some decent names out here, because it's so confusing. But the only thing that matters in that top left-hand corner, it is Exito 1, RSN 0. Chris C, with a through ball to himself, apparently, has Bullet into the near post. Bluey helps it on Dayan, and there is an instant equaliser, an instant classic forming. It's bubbling away, boys and girls. This is why we picked this game. RSN 1, Exito 1, instant comeback for the boys in red and black. And now it's Exito's turn. Tommy. You can already see that Tommy's got that license now, which is strange, because Tommy, I do genuinely think, again, I know I get a bit of stick for it, one of the best CDMs in this league when we're talking about the UK Premier. And Smudger, who used to play up front as well, and is a bit of a goal machine. You would expect to almost let him have the shackles off, but look, Smudger's the gaffer, so he gets to decide. And he's put himself at CDM tonight and took the shackles off of Tommy. Not to say Tommy can't do it, by the way, because he's more than capable of doing it. Here is Connolly into the gaffer. Smudger, good 1-2. Wolf looking for a 1-2, but Harrison is there. Good interception from him. One of two CDMs for RSN. Harrison playing alongside the RSN gaffer. And that clearance did hammer off someone. Wilshire stepping in there again. He's having a good game at that central centre-back position. But I tell you what, they're really struggling to play out from the back at the moment. Such is this press, and here is Clubs Coins. I can't say that, can I? Javo, good save with the feet. Good positioning from him. Connolly, edges. Kiko takes it down. Apps is there. Good tackle from him, but once again, this Exito press. Tommy into Connolly, looks to slide it through one more. There is Tommy again. On the overlap is Devo. Held this time by Java, the new signing. End-to-end stuff at the moment, but the lion's share going towards Exito, 4th place in the UK Premier. There are also this season a VPG Esports Premier side, don't forget. Clubs Coins into Chris C's, absolutely fired it home for his second of the evening. Nothing the new signing Java could do about that one. He's cannoned that, and here's the replay as well, just for confirmation. Hammers it home. 36 minutes in. Exito restore the lead. 2-1. RSN will be praying for a similar story to what happened the first time. Instant reply like I said, a defeat here for RSN will send them out of the UK Pro Series. And it's a side who I know fine well want to go to the LAN. So expect them to come out absolute fighting in the second half, as Harrison's doing there, but ultimately ball given away. And I think that's been the kind of moral of this story for the first half for RSN, is just not taken care of the ball enough, which is unlike them. Exhibit A. And to be fair, I think a lot of it just goes down to this Exito press. And Exito, like I said, newly promoted into that VPG Esports player. I'm going to hold that because Devo's in behind, squares it across once again, and it gives to their highest goal scorer. It is Connolly. It's goal number 11 for the season for that man. Unselfishly squared twice. This Exito side are absolutely cooking at the moment. And they produce a bit of daylight between the two sides. It is 3-1 to Exito. And to be fair, they've been good press for it, because they have been well and truly on top for the majority of this first half. And they tell you what, a fourth here could very much kill it. Wolf gets a shot off and Javo takes it under a spell. Right then, a huge halftime team talk for Mr. King Elmo. Oh, to be a fly on the wall there. Dizzy say it was lucky to be 1-1. To be fair, mate, it's clubs. It's clubs. Anything's happening in clubs. 56% possession to Exito, and you know what? To a certain extent, Dizzy is correct. Look, they had the lion's share of possession. They had the lion's share of chances. But anyone who thinks that RSN's going to come out and have 70% possession is not familiar with RSN. And I think the scary thing is, maybe not so much for Dizzy because he's a consummate professional, but RSN don't need a lot of the ball. And like I said, that front two, 29 goals already this season between them. I think that the halftime team talk here, the battle cry has to be from King Elmo and those senior players in there. Stick to what we do best. Get the ball to Elmo, get the ball to Harrison, and let's miss that midfield out, because at the moment, Tommy, Smudger, and Euros are just running things in that midfield. The press is sensational. Exhibit A. They just need to miss that midfield area, because at the moment they did the same to BLACKSHEEP, so it's not against RSN. It's just Exito looked like a different beast since they got promoted into that Esports Premier. They're playing against the best of the best, and to be fair, they're just leveling up. Truth be told, they're leveling up. This is a good looking Exito side, and as a lot of you are suggesting in the chat at the moment, it's a well-deserved 2-goal advantage currently. Ball comes in. Solid clears. Chris keeps it alive on a hat-trick, don't forget. Tommy to Bello on his way back to centre-back. Devo swings it in. Lone hitman clears. Wolf takes it under his spell this time. Tommy once again. Ball rolls it into Wolf. Picks up the loose ball. Slides it through. Apps is there. Right place, right time. Clears. They're not going to be able to get scraps off of it. I tell you what, they are going to be able to get scraps off it. 3v3 if they can get forward. Instead, they give it to Elmo. I'm not sure he really wanted it there. And off go Exito. Expect gaps at the back now in this back line for RSN as they try and get themselves back into this game, because a defeat here sends them crashing out of the UK Pro Series. It's a difficult group, to be fair. Seasiders, Fluenta, RSN and Exito. They've kind of been tarred with a bit of a dirty brush there, but Connolly. What can I say about that man that I haven't already said about him before? The first chance was relatively easy. It takes some stones. It takes some stones to pull it off from there, but I tell you what. 4-1. Connolly take about goal number 12 for that man. And it's going to take a monumental effort to get back into this game right now. And I think the disappointing thing for RSN, again, one of my favourite sides, and one of my favourite sides to watch as well, is they know they're better than this. I think Exito are a fantastic side, and they've been the better side here, but RSN have done themselves no favours, and they know that as well, and I think they'll be disappointed with that. However, and this is what they need to do, Exhibit A, fire it into Hasbullet. He'll hold it up. Bluey will get in behind. RM will go and support. We've not seen enough of that tonight. If it was 4-1 and RSN have been playing a lot of that style of football, then fair enough. But I know they haven't. This is what they need to be doing. Just get people you know, just get people running back towards their own goal, get Dizzy rooted like he was there, just make them think. They've almost played into Exito's hands a little bit too much. Elmo swings it in. Bello with the clearance. Tommy picks it up, helps it on its way. 2 players on a hat trick for the boys in white. This is one of them. Connolly edges is on. 2 euros. Harrison and co doing well, but Tommy wins it back. Gets the shot off. Blocked by Solid. Still alive with Connolly. Flip flaps to the byline. Solid did well in the recovery. Bluey working off scraps at the moment as Harrison goes long. Bello and Kiko will tidy up at the back for Exito, and off they go once again. Viner. For 20 minutes to go. I mean, if RSN get anything out of this game now, we're looking at not game of the week, game of the season. I mean, they are a side capable of scoring a lot in a short period of time. Are Exito a side capable of conceding a lot in a short period of time? I'm not so sure. I mean, we'll find out here, because the curse of the commentator for Exito, but the kiss of the commentator for RSN. It is 4-2, a slither of Istanbulish hope for the RSN boys. They need a positive result. And I think even before this game kicked off, they probably would have told you that they needed all 3 points here. Wolf slides it through to Connolly, who's on a hat-trick. He's onside, and he is on fire. Exito will go through to the UK Pro Series knockout stages. RSN will go out of the UK Pro Series group stages. Disappointing campaign for these boys, but like I said, I'm gonna go out and say it now. They had a bit of a group of death. I can't lie. I mean, even just having Exito in there was group of deathy enough, but I don't think the ebb and flow of this game has helped RSN either. Just simply because Exito got cooking really early on, and when you need to win against a side like Exito, an esports premier side like Exito, and you're already got your backs against the wall, it makes a tough task even more difficult. And at 1-1, I genuinely think there was hope for RSN, but those 2 goals before halftime absolutely killed them off. A Connolly hat trick. Chris C will be sniffing around as well. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. But I mean, I guess the probably the key thing here is when you need to beat Exito and Exito know you need to beat them, it does kind of play into their hands. I think Exito would have really knowing a draw would have sent Exito through tonight, but not RSN. I think that really does play into Exito's hands, and they've played the perfect game, and you know, I didn't question it. I brought it up as a topic of discussion whether or not Tommy and Smith should swap places. Those 2 have got it spot on tonight. Tommy's just been so industrious in that centre midfield area, and Smudges just stopped everything coming the opposite direction. Connolly looking for Wolf's feet. I mean, Exito scored 5 goals and Wolf's not got any of them. I think that's it. That's probably the only disappointing thing for Exito right now. Smudger over the top. Gives it to Connolly. Devo looking for that one extra pass there, though loses out. Devo picks it up. To the byline he goes. Beats his man. Somehow gets it through the legs. Tommy looked to move it on one more. There is the Cam RM. But again, that press from Exito is sensational. It's been quality all night. Connolly already 3 goals to his name, a greedy boy. Game over for this RSN side and their UK Pro Series dreams, because I know for a fact they are a side who will be desperate to get some of those qualifying points on the board. And RSN, they're a dangerous side at the best of times, but when they know that a side needs to come out and play them, it makes them an even more dangerous beast. And we found that out tonight. RSN found that out as well. Commiserations to those boys. Look, I mean, they continually put on a show for us, which is great. RSN's luck on stream has to change soon. Exito back to winning ways on stream, just like Thursday. And both sides, I'm sure we'll see real soon, because they're two of our favourite sides to watch, and they never let us down either. Congratulations to Exito. Commiserations to RSN. For the neutrals, though, we enjoyed it. We enjoyed it greatly. Right then, let's move over. Let's move over to a small matter of a little league called the VPG Esports Premier, where we've got two derbies for you tonight. Monday is Derby Day. It is NBD taking on NEOM. It's the French derby, boys and girls. NBD, it's an interesting part of the season for these boys. And I'll tell you why. And I don't want to make it too much about this part. But the very first night of the season, they go and lose their two wide midfielders who are crucial. They are crucial, of course they are. They then, I believe, didn't play for a little while for whatever reason. And they've then had to go and almost, I don't want to say rebuild a team, because it's not that deep. But also at the same time, when the two players they've lost were Elias and Ryan, then it is almost basically like a team rebuild, because they're two players you would build your team around. And rightly so. And Mad Army and Al-Wala have basically done that as well. So for those boys to bounce back now, it's going to take a lot. But what I will say is the rest of this side looks insane. And we've got a lot of sides, and we've said it on previous streams, we've got a lot of sides who have built almost super teams, to be fair. This is the season in the Esports Premier that I've seen the most kind of transfer movement. And it's so good for clubs, it's so good for VPG and this Esports Premier, because it just gives these sorts of games just so much more kind of oomph about them. So last season we did not have this game because NBD were not here. NEOM have gone out and signed, for example, 60 goal season striker last season in Jacko. They've gone and signed him. That adding to that 8th place finish for them last season. Shisui Shiki, J Lings, Dilvix, LMG, all coming in. They're just going to strengthen basically any team in this VPG Esports Premier. So NEOM will be looking to kick on, and this is what I mean. I think previously we've maybe had 2, 3, at a push 4 teams who could win the league. I genuinely think this season there's 10. There's 10. If NEOM went and lifted the trophy this season, it would not be surprising. Look at the team sheet. NBD go and lift the trophy. Look at the team sheet. No one is surprising me at the moment, because the talent seems to be so well spread out, which I'm so here for as a neutral. Right, NEOM and NBD are getting straight into it. So 1 loss in 6 for NBD, 1 loss in 15 for NEOM. Something has to give. NEOM, however, have never ever beaten NBD in 4 attempts. There's your stats. There's your stats, boys and girls. Second place, NBD. We said they had a big task this season ahead of them, but they're doing quite well. Second place in the highest league in VPG. NEOM, we saw them on Thursday. They've got to do some big things, basically, because Thursday was not good enough, and they know that. They absolutely know that. So what a way to make amends tonight, beating your arch rivals in a French derby. It is NBD taking on NEOM, and it is NBD in the white, in the blue and white, sorry. Picking the ball up here with Robbins, gives it to Yanis. The Beast brothers playing tonight. Warren Beast and Tico Beast. Might have to swap out this stream though. The other stream wasn't available, so we are stuck on this. It's not the best quality stream I've ever seen in my existence. 720p source, not great. Into LR Robbins. That first touch was, however, great. Squares it across. Gonna spill an LMG. World-class save from point-blank range. Move this mouse out of the way. What a save that was. Tuku into Yanis. He cannot stop that one from going in, though. It is first blood NBD in this French derby. NEOM have been absolutely penned back in this opening 5-6 minutes. And there is the breakthrough. It is Yanis, who, again, it's a player who we said at the start of this season, Yanis and Robbins have to score goals this season if MBD want to lift that trophy. Well, that's Yanis' 14th goal of the season. Robbins close behind him on 11. As Wakabashai clears that with the head. Jailings keeps it alive. Yada playing tonight at central centre-back for NBD. Jacko into Warren Beast. Good save from Wakabayashi. Ballistic beat Black Sheep 1-0. Brilliant, brilliant. 10 minutes in, end-to-end stuff. Wakabashai clears. Lunatic also helps it on its way. Tico Beast stabs it back in. Headed down, though. Kenny, the former Fama man, clears. Yanis picks up the loose ball. Festic on the turn. Not sure who that is. Slides it through, though. Lunatic there to mop up, and LMG clears. Nair. Maybe it's Capone? Again, silly names, boys and girls. Festic. Nair playing in behind Capone and Festic, who, again, two world-class CDMs, two world-class centre midfielders. Yanis takes it under his spell. Phoenix forced to be back on defensive duties. And speaking of wide midfielders, we've got Phoenix and Miraculous for this NEOM side, who both have 10 goals each this season as well. So, again, just going into depth about these wide midfielders and how they can contribute to the goal scoring ultimately of these top sides. NEOM have two, and MBD might look at getting them back in. Who knows? Who knows? Morad and Tuku playing out wide tonight for MBD. Festic pinches the pocket and has Green to run into. Travella in behind, but Escrow is there. Back to LMG it goes, who's been a very busy boy in this first 22 minutes. Dilvix into Jacko. Bit of space to run into. Tries to beat his man. It's Morad as well. The wide midfielder does so this time. Gets to the byline. Warren Beast back to Dilvix. Edges. Tico looking for one more, but that man Festic is there once again. Ball goes over the top. Is he onside? LMG rooted. Robbins is in behind. Goes near post. Smashes off the crossbar and bounces about 20 yards out. Such is the venom on the shot. Tico Beast goes into touch, and again Festic picking up that interception on the edge of his own box. Sprays a 70-yard ball over the top. That man is world class. And Robbins inches away from doubling the lead for MBD. As Nair flicks it on. It's all MBD at the moment. Yanis into Morad. Very narrow at the moment. Out wide it goes. Festic. Capone to Nair. What a midfield three that is, by the way. Patiently probing. Morad in behind. LMG stands tall at his near post. Slight suspicion of offside was not given, so LMG needed to make that save. And make that save he does. What a signing this man is, by the way. One of the best in the business. A breakout season last season in the VPG Esports Premier. And look, he's needed to be on top form, and that's why. 3 or 4 saves already in the first 30 minutes, and MBD don't look finished just yet. NEOM backs against the wall. Much like Thursday as well. We won't talk about Thursday, NEOM fans, but it did not go according to script, according to plan. And today needs to be a day they get back on that winning bike, back to winning ways. Like I said, 1 loss in 15 for NEOM in all competitions. is great. Obviously, it's a great return. That one loss just being on Thursday on stream, but it was the manner of the loss, and it's starting to look a little bit like that. They're under the cosh. They're not making much stick, and they're a side who we expect massive things from. Ball comes in. LMG comes and catches, holds on to it under duress as well. Takes one for the side. He is currently the best player on the park. Minus this man. Festic into Yanis. 1-2 with that man. Robbins waiting for support. Gives it to Murad, who, tell you what, was almost sideswiped breaking in there, but nothing given. And NEOM hold on once again. And they're going to need to do more defending here as Tutku heads it across. Tico Beast just about stabs it out to Dilvix. Bit of space on that far side for Warren Beast. Cuts back, thinks about swinging it in, gives it to his brother Tico. Back post, Kenny is there once again. J-Ling's loose ball to Dilvix. Tico Beast patiently probing NEOM. Good feet from J-Lings into Jacko, into Warren Beast, and Waka Bashai is there once again. Just a reminder that it is just 1-0 and that NEOM are a very good side. An LMG inspired NEOM, of course. But 2 good saves from Waka Bashai is the only thing keeping this NEOM side at bay, and potentially the post, the crossbar not being 12 foot high. Escrow heads over. 2 minutes remaining of the first half. Festic into Yanis. Good work from NEOM to win that back. Good press though, or now a bit of a half press as they play through it. J-Lings under his spell. Warren Beast spacing behind and finds Phoenix. Much better this for NEOM. They're not going to want the halftime whistle, to be fair. That last 5-10 minutes was so much better for NEOM as well. And I swear, if they could have pinched one there, I genuinely think they would have taken that, despite how one-sided that first 25-30 minutes of the first half was. Positive signs then for NEOM. They have had the most possession as well. 56% possession for those boys. And at 1-0, I don't think NEOM will mind too much. And I think a lot of it is down to the fact that they managed to play themselves back into the game in that kind of last 10-15 minutes of the first half. What's good for NEOM is there's match winners all over the shop. I would like to see them try and use Jacko a little bit more, because at the moment, all he's done is kind of just feed other people around him. He is the man. Again, 60 goals last season for Heritage in the VPG Esports Premier, in the UK Premier, so 2 highest possible divisions he can play in. You know he's going to get you goals. It's almost just a case of trusting him to work his magic and to fire this side back into this game, because that is what NEOM need right now. And Dilvix and J-Lings, worryingly for MBD, are starting to cook a little bit more in that centre midfield. My advice would be to get Nair and get him in and around those two. Just start making a bit more of a fuss around those two, especially Dilvix. And let Festic and Compone do their things. At the moment, with NEOM just slightly playing themselves back into this, they do need to just manage those 2 world-class centre midfielders on the opposition. So far, so good, though, for MBD. Again, NEOM have never, ever beaten MBD in 4 attempts. Capone to Nair. 30 yards out. Festic first time to Robbins. Gives it to Yanis. LMG went early. Went the right way and holds on to the ball. Escrow into J-Lings. Again, this is what I mean. Just a lot of space for these centre midfielders. Tutku there doing well to win it back for his MBD side. Lunatic comes across. Capone, though, picks up the loose ball. Festic. Travella into the back post. Shisui Shiki this time clearing. Tutku keeps it alive for MBD. Robin's first time pass. Lunatic is there this time. Again, the names are just rolling off the tongue. Unfortunately for us up here, it is world-class defenders again. Kenny H is one of those world-class defenders, keeping this score down at the moment, along with the goalkeepers. But it's just starting to open up, as much as Capone doesn't want to go forward. Mookie into Nair. Time to turn on it. Out it goes to Kenny. Slight bit of game management right now for MBD. Maybe just recognizing that NEOM was starting to play themselves into this game a little bit more. It is a derby as well, don't forget. Massive bragging rights for the side who pick up 3 points here. A draw doesn't really suit either of these sides. It is 12th. It is second place 11th. MBD want to keep the pressure on Al Waha, of course. And NEOM in 11th. Want to just work their way up the table because that is not where they should be. Backsticks. Phoenix, though, is there and was offside. The wide midfielder having to do defensive duties there. Tells you everything you need to know about this NEOM performance right now. They are getting penned back in by a good spell of possession. But this is the man. Dilvix and Jay Lings. If they can get those two on the ball, maybe slightly higher up. But Festic and Capone and Nair are doing well. Doing well. Escrow wins a throw-in off the attacker, but immediately throws it straight back to the opposition. Phoenix, though, gets his side ticking back over. NEOM looking to press forward here with no one, because it's gone off. They will get another throw, no. Try and keep possession this time, boys. 65 on the clock. 1-0 to MBD. Early goal. Dilvix into Jay Lings. This is where they want the ball, these two. Finds Krimovic. Or Miraculous, I should say. Yanis finds Capone. Runners ahead of him. Beats one. Can't get it past the massive unit that is Shisui Shika. And this is where Jacko LFC wants the ball. But that's where Kenny wants Jacko LFC. He's been sensational tonight. Has the man with the big afro, Kenny. A good signing from Famalicão, by the way. Again, talking about teams sharing the load this season. They're sharing the world-class players out. They've all kind of been spread out, which makes this season such a good season, such a spectacle to watch. Yanis on the half turn. He is the goal scorer so far, the match winner so far. Jacko steps in, gives it to Dilvix. First time into striker's head. It's not where he wants it, though. Tico takes it under a spell. 73 minutes. Edges is Dilvix. Finds Warren Beast, but Capone is there this time. Long ball will not find either of those two strikers, so it's going to come straight back at MBD via this NEOM midfield. And again, it is Dilvix trying to make something happen and doubled over on that far side. Will get a throw for his troubles. Jay Lings drops the shoulder, swings it in. Mookie wins the first. Festic wins the second. Excellent football from MBD. Festic's feet to Robbins, who struck the crossbar, don't forget, at 1-0. And since then, it's been anyone's game. Mookie doing really well, but that clearance has favoured NEOM so well. Nair, superb positioning from that man. But again, NEOM straight back to them. Fortunate again. Yada this time with the clearance. This back line for MBD, including the goalkeeper, have been sensational. They have stood their ground very well against a bit of a NEOM onslaught. 9 minutes to go. Yada again with the clearance. Escrow heads down, but Capone picks up the loose ball, looking to go in behind. Finds in behind. A world-class ball over the top. It is Yanis. Stabs it goalwards, but it's gone wide. That would have sealed the deal for NBD. Instead, the score remains 1-0. And I still stand by it. It's anybody's at this point in time. And it's not going to be anybody's if they continue to let this NBD attacking side pick up the ball and pick them off, because NEOM are going forward. They're looking for an equalizer. There are spaces in behind. Lunatic covering those spaces very well, though. Dilvix, bit of space to operate in as Nair comes across. Not many better in the business than that man. Superb work from him. Robbins into the box. Escrow comes across again. Another player who's had a good game. Long ball. Kitchen sink time now for NEOM. Capone loses out and loses possession as well. Miraculous. 2 minutes of normal time. Dilvix drops off to play quarterback as they stab it forward. Headed down by Shisui Shiki. Yada clears into... No, not Rosaire. Tico Beast takes it down. Bit of space in between for Phoenix swings it into the back post, and Kenny is there again. Comes straight back in though. Jacko LFC onside as well. It's sensational stuff. And the referee's just going to call it there. It must have been some kind of foul or whatever. But that ball back in. Jacko took it under a spell. And once again, Wakabashai was there to deny one of the best strikers in the VPG Esports Premier. And that will be all she wrote, because the referee had seen enough. And the only goal of the game was Yanis. And it was a 1-0 finish in the French derby. NBD taking all 3 points. I'll leave these up for you, but as you can see, the highlights were just save after save after save. But this match winner from Yanis, almost immediately after LMG had made such a good save. Such is the beast, though. Such is the beast. Not Tico or Warren, but such is the beast of competitive pro clubs. Commiserations to NEOM. It's 2 from 2 on the stream. Maybe boys, we leave you off the stream for a little while because I feel guilty about these defeats. That is 2 losses in 16, and both of those losses were on stream. Apologies, NEOM. NBD defended like champions, attacked really, really well as well. To be quite frank, if it wasn't for LMG, Escrow, and Lunatic as well, and all the supporting cast, it probably could have been more on any other day. Don't forget, Robbins absolutely crashed the bar as well. But good, probably in the grand scheme of things, good value for the 3 points. If you had to chuck it either way, I would say, in my humble opinion, NBD probably just about edged that one. It did finish NBD 1, NEOM 0, which takes us into our 4th and final game. And it is the main event of the evening. Bashiktas taking on Misa. Turkish derby, boys and girls. Turkish derby. It's derby day today. And it's Monstars 2 taking on Monstars. The team we lovingly refer to as Monstars are the old Alte boys, Misa. And hopefully you can see why. If you don't know what Monstars are, Google it. Google it. And there's a reason we call them that, because it's just 2 world-class sides. It's 2 sides where they've just put together sensational teams. And yeah, just let them cook. Alte finished 4th last season. Sorry, I need to tag both the managers because nobody's streaming, which is just great. Who's the other one? It is Alte? Nope. Misa. Right. I'll wait for them to reply while we go through the teams. Yeah, as you can see, boys and girls, these 2 sides are absolutely ridiculous. And again, Bashiktas, we're on my notes. 13th last season. They'll be the first ones to tell you that is not where Bashiktas should be finishing. You don't get anything given to you in this league. I absolutely understand that. But 13th place for Bashiktas last season was just not on. So far, so good this season. 6th place for those boys. Misa, though, again, Alte last season, very, very slow start because they did put together that Monstars team. They did cherry pick the talent from left, right, and center. And it's going to take time for them to gel. Worryingly for them, the same thing happened this season where they've largely got the same core at the very least. They've brought in some world-class players to complement those players, and what they should be doing is working their way up from 4th to a title challenging season this season. That's not happened so far. However, they are 10th, don't get me wrong, but they look good. And the difference was last season when they were losing, they didn't look so great. This season, I don't have a worry for them. They will finish top 8 at the very least. But my worry for those boys is that realistically they should have been building on that 4th place, and they should be kind of there or thereabouts come the end of the season. And you know, we can have a look at the league table now, and it's already a chasm between that top, you know, the top side, the runaway leaders at the moment, Al Waha. That's worrying because we almost said that the teams in this league have almost spread out the quality, so you'd expect Al Waha to pick up more losses, to pick up more draws, but it's not happening. worryingly for everyone else. So, look, if Misa can finish top of the best of the rest, I think they'll put that down as a good season. Even when you compare them to second place at the moment, who do have 2 games in hand, it's MBD, and they've just won as well. They're still 8 points behind, which doesn't bode well. And look, long old seasons in VPG, but it takes the pressure off those top teams like Al Waha when sides who they assumed would be chasing them are chasing them. They're miles behind. It just makes their job a lot easier. And look, I know it's easier said than done, of course I do, but it plays into Al Waha's hands a lot. Bashiktas, on the other hand, some fantastic signings for those boys this season. It's basically a new look side for these guys. Again, we spoke about it before, bringing in the likes of Graham, bringing in the likes of, Creativo. Every time I see this Bashiktas side, they seem to have brought in more players. Yasin's come in centre midfield to play alongside Coco Chanel, whose real name escapes me right now. I can't remember who that is. But when you've got that, and it's a good player, by the way. But I will have to wait to see who it is on the screen. But that midfield, it's full of title winners. It's full of match winners. And then you've got the likes of Banas Johnny, who again is a natural born winner. Romaninho steps in tonight, which is an insane signing. The Foot Pro, the FIFA Pro, been knocking around the scene for quite some time. And again, it's just a player we absolutely love watching. You can tell he enjoys playing the game. He enjoys playing pro clubs as well. It's very much a player who should be at this top level. So welcome back him. I'm not sure why he's kind of stepped away from stuff, but he's back tonight, so I'm not too fussed whatsoever. In terms of when this game's likely to kick off, I don't know, because we're actually ahead of schedule for maybe the first time this season. And I'm really, really annoyed that I can't remember who that other signing is in centre midfield. Is Taziak, and Taziak's their highest rated player as well, so should probably know that. But it is the Turkish derby tonight. 2 free flowing sides, 2 good looking sides going forward as well. Let me just tag a couple of the Misa boys. I mean, I'm imagining they're playing. That's the issue. Where are Bashiktas? Creativo. Just grabbing this stream, boys and girls. Bear with me. Drop this man a follow as well. Creativo, there he is. Right, good stuff. So we've got one stream. It's largely just so I can see where everyone is, and so I can give you guys a wow. Bashiktas 3 class 4. Sorry boys, we maybe should have got that one on instead of the 1-0. It bodes well for us now though, I guess. Bashiktas have the scent of goal in their nostrils. Oh, you couldn't make it up, could you? You just couldn't. Right. They are waiting to get into the game. 3-4. 3-4. I mean, they're asking to get into the lobby, but they're not in the lobby themselves, which is worrying. But yeah, final game of the night tonight. Don't forget, if you're new here, welcome, obviously. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. We are live Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, 8 p.m. every single week without fail. We're only 2 weeks into an 8-week season as well, so lots more football to be played, lots more to be decided. And it starts with this: Bashiktas 3, class 4 in that first game. If we get another 1-0 here, Holmesy, I'm writing. To be fair, it's what you get when you pick derbies. You know it's going to be tense. You just know it's going to be tense. Ladis Jr. up front tonight. Welcome back to that man. Usually plays on the wide of midfield or on the wing. He is up front tonight with Gyro, former Ballon d'Or winner. He might be the current Ballon d'Or. Yeah, interesting to see what those two can do up front together. Kimi Seasons, Pro Club's weekly favourite, of course. And Carlos Carales is a player who's he's just solid. 7 and 8 every single stream without fail. He'll be looking to bump that 7 or 8 up tonight to a 9 or a 10 with a goal. And Dieguito and Alvaro, two of my favourite centre midfielders as well. Go Sol. Again, when we're talking about CDMs, not many better in the business than that man. It is Alvarez, not Alvaro. Alvarez, aka Kubarasi. Go Sol and Hilem are your top 3 rated players for this Misa side, which 2 centre-backs and a CDM probably tells you everything you need to know about how this first part of the season's gone for Misa. Defensively solid, or got a lot of defending to do, basically. 2-0 win to Bashiktas. I can't separate these two sides. I always sit on the fence. 2-2 would be good. I'll take a 2-2. I am salty that I missed the 3-4 though, I can't lie. But when you've got 2 derbies like this, we had to pick them. Picked them for the headline more than anything. Gyro, again, talking about dangerous players. 6 goals, 6 assists in just 12 games for this man in the Esports Premier. 4th place finish for Misa, aka Alte, last season. Looking to build on that now are the Misa boys. They won't be happy with where they are at the moment in the league. Looking through the history books on this one, yeah, I just want a goal fest as well. Yeah, that last one was the defenses and the goalkeepers. I say it all the time. They killed it off from a neutral point of view. I mean, to be fair, the game before that finished 5-2, so we can't really complain too much. We need some variation, of course. But yeah, looking through the history books on this, Bashiktas in 6 attempts have only beaten Misa Esports once. No draws and 5 wins for Misa, so a bit of a bogey team for this Bashiktas side. Again, it is another derby game, so expect fireworks. Tell you what, we haven't had a red card this season. That's what, almost 7 streams. I'm not going to do the maths because I can't. But we're looking at close to 30 games there, if not 30 plus games. No red cards. Why not? Turkish derby, right? Crying out for one. Taziak, top rated player for this Bashiktas side. You can see in that new signing from Familacao, centre midfield. And again, just talking about the goal scoring exploits, Yasin, who can play up front, playing centre midfield tonight. Taziak has been an emergency striker for Familacao over the years, playing in centre midfield. Creativo can easily play up front. Absco can easily play up front. Romaninho steps in up front tonight. Benas Johnny, formerly a cam, can play up front as well. There's a lot of attacking prowess in this Bashiktas side, which is why I would be disappointed if we didn't get a goal fest. But I guess on the flip side of that, Misa, very good at the back as well. Chrissy Boras in goal tonight. Hilem and Alvaro, like we said, are in sensational form. They're 2 highest rated, well, 2 or 3 highest rated players. Valdi as well. That's the problem, Holmesy, where we're getting to this VPG Sports Premier. All the attackers are insane, but all the defenders are also insane. Frustrating. It is frustrating. Danny Quintans, by the way, big shout out to that man. Bashiktas, wide midfielder. Scored twice on stream last week. He's missing tonight. I mean, to be fair, look at all the players they brought in. It's not a bad problem to have, is it? But yeah, he is their top goal scorer. 6 in 7 for that man. 2 of them on stream for us. 3 wins in their last 4. I mean, I guess that means 3 wins in their last 5 now. And I have got down here 14 goals scored in those 4 games, plus those 3 from the last game. 17 goals scored in their last 5 games for Bashiktas. All bodes well. All signs point to a 0-0 here. And Misa, since that 1-1 on Tuesday on stream last week against Centurions, which again was a quality game. Centurions really did just bring the game to them. Did not fear the Monstars, the original Monstars at all. Since then, since that 1-1, 7 wins from 8 for Misa. I told you. I think when we did the stats for that game, Misa were currently in 19th, 18th position or something. So they have marched right up the table in those last 8 games, and rightly so as well. It's just too, you know, it feels like a draft. This game feels like a draft because you just cherry picked and made 2 quality sides. So fair play to both of these sides. And like I said, this VPG Esports Premier, this is the most, annoyingly, Al Wahar are destroying my point here, but it should be the most open that this VPG Esports Premier has ever been. And I mean that in that top 10 on paper, or probably in the table right now. Any one of those winning it, you just wouldn't be surprised. Clearly no one's told Al Wahar / Mad Army that, because they've just gone marching on. But for the rest of them, it's kind of gone how we thought it might. Lucas got his mortgage paid off. yeah, I agree. I mean, to be fair, you know, I've said it before. I would love everyone to get paid to play clubs. That's the kind of ecosystem I want clubs to be. And I do think, you know, even in the 3 years that Pro Clubs Weekly have been doing this, I don't think it's that much. Yeah, even in the 3 years I've been doing this, I've seen an increase in kind of what you can make in the sphere. Not us, obviously, but the players and the best out there. And long may it continue. I think it's a really, really good thing. And I think hopefully when those top players, the pioneers of the game, are getting paid X amount, that starts to then trickle down to the kind of supporting cast. And that's the thing that excites me the most. Again, I won't name names, so I don't want to be trashy, but you know, those top players who are getting paid the big bucks, you can't really pay that type of money and then also not pay anyone else in the team, which is good. That's what I mean, it's a good thing. So I think long may that continue, and the more money that comes into clubs, the better. The more eyes that comes into clubs, the better. And hopefully we can make a bit of an ecosystem where multiple teams, multiple players are being paid to play. Right, I'm not sure what we're waiting on. The chat's gone quiet, which is not ideal as my music dies. That's how long we've been waiting, by the way. This is a 20-minute loop, 18-minute loop. It's not very often I have to do that. Not very often. Misa, come on. Come on, the Monstars. Maybe tournaments, Ultimate Team. Yeah. The LAN is crazy. The LAN is so good. To be honest, when we started this, one of the first ever conversations I had with Delosa was about LANs. And I got the impression, for me anyway, it wouldn't happen. You know, if we did Pro Clubs Weekly for 5 years, we wouldn't catch a LAN. And now we've had to, and we've got one coming up as well. And I think that's insane. I think that's massive for clubs, for VPG in particular as well. And just hopefully for EA, because EA are going to be there this year. And hopefully they can see what we're having to deal with. You know, I'm sure this is being held up because someone can't connect or whatever. And just throw a little bit of love to it. You know, if someone disconnects, they can see the pain and the anguish and how it affects the game, give us a reconnect button. Just little things like that. I really want them to be there in person to show them that. And that's, the LAN is a perfect way to do it. But yeah, when you've got like the Pro Series, the EA Pro Series that is, and the foot stuff, I get it, because you're only having to pay out one person, so the prize money can look so much more, it's so better well spread. Whereas, if you did VPG, yes, there's 26 teams, the top 8 get, I think is something crazy here, like $7,000, $7,000. I haven't looked for a little while, but imagine that if you're just picking up 2,000 for winning, you personally. Whereas clubs, it's always shared between at least 11 people, so it does get diluted, which means you just need more money, which nobody wants to part with more money, so it's not gonna, it's difficult, it is difficult, and I get that, and we just need to continuously push it. And I think this season, last season in particular as well, with the way that VPG are producing these live streams, producing the content, the social media posts, everything, we're all going, the LAN, we're all going in the right direction, and long may it continue, because this game mode bloody needs it. Right then, I feel like we went off on a tangent there. Back to it. Here's the Turkish derby. We waited a good 20 minutes for it. Don't be 0-0. Please don't be 0-0. Right, yes, let's go indeed. Please, let's go. Right, Bashiktas are playing in the Bashiktas kit, which makes me very happy. They're in the white and the black from left to right, and it is the Turkish derby. Misa are in the blue from right to left. Misa have the best over Bashiktas in the last 6 games. 5 wins for Misa against Bashiktas 1. All of that goes out the window, of course, because it is a derby. Sit back, relax. Last game of the Monday night stream. VPG Esports Premier action. Both of these sides, it's 22 world-class players. They're backing out, aren't they? That's fine. That's fine. I mean, it's 2 Turkish sides, so there shouldn't be one side struggling to connect to the other, I guess, but we'll see. We'll see. It wouldn't be so bad if we didn't wait 20 minutes just to get into that game. I'll see if there's any chat in the Discord. There is going to be some chat. I can see some typing, but lobbying up again. You and me both, Holmesy. You and me both. Again, this is what EA need to see. Just see the disgust, the disgrace, the sadness on all of our faces when we get disconnected like that. And hopefully it makes them produce a lot more stable servers, game modes, whatever it might be. But these guys are professionals. They get back into the lobby, they turn it around quickly, and we go again. And hopefully, I can see, to be fair to them, I can see the invites getting sent now. So we'll get there eventually. I thought, do you know what? I thought it was going far too smoothly. From the second to the third game, that went too quick. That was too streamlined. We never do it that quick. Now we're being made to pay for it. Thought we were going to have an early night, boys and girls. Thought we were going to be able to catch the last EastEnders, but nah, ain't happening. It's not happening. Instead, you're stuck here with me. It's times like these we could really do with Domino. Keep me from going senile. Alright, Misa have accepted, so he should be getting... No one said actually what happened. I'm not sure we really care at this point. We just want a game. But both sides are ready. Both sides are in the lobby. We are good to go. Just waiting on that button to be pressed. And again, when it does kick off, it'll be worth it. Have faith, boys and girls. Have faith. It was a good start to the fake start. It was promising. It was promising. Bashiktas 6th place, Misa 10th place. I'm not sure there's any favourites, to be fair. Two very evenly matched sides. Yes, Bashiktas higher in the league, but just those kind of 9, 10, 11, 12 games played so far. Wouldn't really deep dive it too much. Don't forget Bashiktas coming off the back of that 3-4 defeat to Class, who suffered their first defeat in the UK Prem tonight as well. So what a way to bounce back for those guys. Right, second time's a charm, boys and girls. I can feel it in my bones. We're going to get through. Like Daniel Bedingfield once said. Hopefully they keep the same kits so I can keep the housekeeping down to a minimum. But we do have that lucky number 22 in that left-hand side, so that's a good start. And hopefully we get some action, because Lord knows we have waited for it long enough. It is Bashiktas in the Bashiktas kit from left to right. It is the white and the black. Taking on Misa Esports in the blue and the black. They are from right to left. Last season's 4th place finishers. Taking on Bashiktas, who finished 13th last season. God forbid. Here is Banas Johnny leading the line tonight for the boys in white. Fallen to Absco again. That front four for Bashiktas, so dangerous. And have just chucked Romaninho in there as well for good measure. So, lots of goal scorers in that side. And it might be one of the centre-backs popping up. Hillem mops up for Misa. 60-yard ball. Creativo back there. And I'll tell you what, he's helped on to Lattice Jr. But Bricky goes all the way home and gives Graham his first touch. The signing from NEOM. Very, very good goalkeeper. Very good season last season. Creativo. Taziak on the overlap. Roulette past his man. Swings it into the back post. Hillem mops up. On to current Ballon d'Or winner Jairo. Gives it to Carlos. Back to Jairo. Looked to shoot Guto there. Gave him like a little nudge in the back. And clears as well. Good work from him. Romaninho takes it under his spell, but dispossessed. Bashiktas win it back, and now they set off Romaninho. Acres to run into, chooses not to, gives it to Banas. Yasin, this new signing for Bashiktas. Dieguto over the top, raking. 60-yard ball into Jairo. Squares up his man, goes long, hits the crossbar. And Yasin will play it out from the back. Early warning signs at both ends, to be fair, but this was the banger we hoped it would be. Good start. Maybe an early goal. Maybe an early goal just to put a little cherry on the top. Don't forget, we did wait for this game for about 25 minutes. Taziak doing all he can to make sure that happens. Romaninho, excellent shot. Excellent save. Chrissy Boras in that Misa net. Down to his right-hand side, turns it behind for a corner, and Romaninho looks like he's missed a no days off. Slots straight back into this side. Valdi clears. Jairo picks up to Dieguto, who assisted that chance for Jairo a short while ago. And what football this is from Misa. Back to front. Kimmy Seasons into the box he goes. Back post looking for the knockdown. And Graham perfectly placed. And holds on to it as well. End-to-end stuff. Turkish derby, boys and girls. It is not failing to hit the mark here. 20 minutes in. 0-0 somehow. Banas Johnny into Yasin. Good football, both sides, and Alvaro steps out, manages to win it back. Carlos forced to pick up the scraps. Taziak, though, is having such a good game. Absco drops a shoulder, and somehow Chrissy Boris has kept that one out this time to his left. Foot save by that man in between the sticks, and this is the annoying thing when they sign such good goalkeepers. 0-0 still, somehow, Chris Boris, safe as houses. Distribution on point. Although Guto on his way back to centre-half. I mean, politely gives it back, and Dieguto finds Lattice Jr. Jairo, 30 yards, finds... Oh, it's so difficult to commentate when these boys move the ball so quickly, yet Lattice Jr. with the shot. Graham with the save, down to his right this time. Strong wrist, and I tell you what, right under the goalkeeper's nose, this time he's rooted, and it is an unlikely source in Valdi. The big centre-half finds the back of the net. You would have got good odds on that, but goalkeeper got rooted after making such a good save. A couple of good saves, and it is first blood to Misa. going the way of the history books. Misa 5 wins out of 6 against Bashiktas. And despite a lot of pressure on this Misa goal, it is Misa who find the back of the net first. I don't think they're finished with the goals either side here. Tuanze takes it down on the thigh, rebuilds from the back. Probably the slowest the game's kind of got to in the first 27 minutes, just because someone took a touch of the ball. Carlos concedes the corner. It was a good tackle, truth be told, because Taziak is getting loads of joy on this near side. He is just a free roaming centre midfielder at the moment. We said he liked to play up front. Centre midfielder turned winger at the moment. Not the best looking corner, but Johnny wins it back. 1-2 with Romaninho. Stands his ground, does Alvaro. And plays the ball out as well. Gyro. Acres to run into should he want to. Instead goes inside to Dieguto, who, by the way, is playing sensationally well. Gyro loses his man into the box. Candeas wins it back. Brookie down the line it goes. It was a header from a corner. But it was a good goal, I guess. To be fair, you've missed loads of action. It's been crazy. End-to-end stuff. Valdi was the goal scorer, by the way. 33 minutes in. Ball down the line. They might not get some change out of it. Field position's good, though. You can see the XG for Misa. 1.9. They did hit the crossbar as well. Go Sol. Good switch. Over to Hillam. Alvaro into Gyro, finds Carlos, keeps it low and finds the back of the net. We said that man, he's so solid. He gives you a 7 or an 8 every game. Well, here's your campaign for a 9 or a 10 with a finish of a 9 or a 10. It is 2-0 to Misa. Kept it low with that left foot. And Bashiktas, I mean, they've not done too much wrong, to be fair to them. They've looked good going forward. Yasin into feet. Johnny gets the shot off. Kimi Seasons completes the clearance. Will go into touch. But Misa have just... they've been potent at times. Romaninho, get this man on the ball as much as possible as Alvaro clears his last man there. But every time they've got this ball, 60, 70 yards from goal, they've looked so dangerous. Alvaro helps on his way to the goal scorer. Carlos keeps it low again. It's a fantastic save from Graham. EA did nothing to help him out there. It was purely positional from that man as he comes to collect. Does not collect the first time. Collects the second time, and they are living dangerously at the moment. That is how we like it from a neutral point of view. Johnny, Taziak to Yasin. Go Sol. Doing goal Sol things. 2 minutes to go till halftime. What Bashiktas would do here for a goal. Alvaro, though, says absolutely not. He knows a clean sheet now. He's superb, by the way. There's an underrated player for you, by the way. Alvaro. Lattice. Guto steps across. Gyro wins it back for his Bashiktas side. Good one-touch football from the boys in white. Johnny waiting for support. Finds support in the form of Creativo. But Valdi, the goal scorer, steps across. Sees his side through till halftime, and it is 2-0 to Misa Esports. And take nothing away from this Misa side. I'm just surprised that Bashiktas also haven't scored, truth be told. Good value for the lead. I think my only point is it's probably not a 2-goal game. In terms of it shouldn't be 2-0, it should be 3-1, it should be 4-2, it should be something. Such has been this game, and you know, we had to wait a long time for this game. We had to wait for the false start for this game, but my god, have they, both of these sides delivered in that first half. Long may it continue. Bashiktas, I think they'll be scratching their heads at halftime. There's signs in it for Bashiktas. The likes of Creativo, Romaninho, Yasin's seen a lot of the ball. Taziak's been sensational as well. I'd like to see them bring Absco into the game a little bit more. He's been a bit quiet over on that far side. But I tell you what, worryingly for those boys. I mean, look, Bashiktas. The goals are there for Bashiktas in that starting 11. The worrying thing is Misa do not look finished scoring. And a lot of it has come through. When they get that ball 60, 70 yards from goal. And the likes of Diego... oh, what a save from Chrissy Boras. Superb stop from that man. That 70-yard diagonal into the back post. Absco, I said they need to get him into the game a little bit more. The knockdown and the save. Chrissy Boras take a bow. Welcome in, Star Gamer. Good evening to you, sir. To be fair, that's all Bashiktas need to do. Is just keep peppering this goal. Something, hopefully, for those boys will give. They've got the firepower, and 3 of them at the back post there. But, of course, it's Alvarez. Superb player. Tuanze up there finds a through ball. Good clearance in the end by the goal scorer, Valdi. Guto heads it down, keeps it alive for Bashiktas. Taziak. Brookie exchanging passes, patiently probing our Bashiktas, desperate to get back into this game. Look likely to as well. It's crazy. Can't believe they've not scored yet. Romaninho to Yasin. Back post is on, and Carlos, goal scorer, turned wide wing back, I guess, having to defend there. Into Romaninho's feet it goes. Yasin on the overlap. Ball into the back post again. Carlos there once again. Bricky keeps it alive and goes Sol. Foot through the ball, and as you can see, just the 2 centre-halves back for Bashiktas, which is going to leave lots of empty spaces. Tuanze does sensationally well, though. Gets the ball back from Guto. Did not want it, but they do very, very well to recycle. And I'm not sure when kitchen sink time is for Bashiktas, because, truth be told, they've had 6 or 7 really good chances. This Misa backline, Chrissy Boras as well, have done well to keep them out. I said at half-time they'll be scratching their heads. And that scratching ain't going to stop anytime soon. Guto, great work from him. Aggressive defending, and they keep the ball as well. And it's exactly what Bashiktas need to do. Yasin, I think he got himself in 6s and 7s. There it is. Ladis Jr. playing up front tonight. Normally a wide midfielder. You can see that silky winger pace. Gets past the man, Graham. Fantastic save. Those reactions to get down low, to turn it around that far post. Good work from the Frenchman. It will be a corner. And I guess Misa, if they get the next goal, it's lights. I'm not too sure, though, with the way this game is going. Taziak gets absolutely bullied. Valdi picks up the ball. Not usually where he's got the ball, but now he's massively out of position. And Bashiktas should look to counter this, and it's Yasin again. Ball intercepted. Diego tried to put his foot on the ball. He's being caught in possession. Romaninho, he's not going to miss from there. He does not miss from there. They grab the ball from the back of the net, put it on the centre circle and say, off you go. Give us that ball back again and we'll go and score. It is 2-1 to Misa. It's from their own undoing, but it's very well deserved for Bashiktas, who have been sensational. But the way that that ball has found the back of the net, I'll say no more. Alvaro into Carlos. Finds Ladis Jr. Is going to fall back to Ladis Jr. It is ping pong in that box for Misa. Well worked from Bashiktas. They've got their tails up now. In with a chance, just a goal behind. Finds Creativo. The man goes down. Nothing given. It looked like a bit of a stone waller. I cannot lie. Nothing given from the referee. This Turkish derby has heated right up. Again, Bashiktas scratching their heads. Johnny tries to swing it in. Will get a corner for his troubles. A chance to potentially find an equaliser. That goal has just reinvigorated this Bashiktas side. It came at such an important time, and a time where if they didn't score in the next 5-10 minutes, heads maybe would have dropped. Instead, the complete opposite. As the ball comes into the near post, flicked on. Guto collides with Chrissy Boras. Nothing he could do for that goal. Romaninho, welcome back to the VPG for that man as well. Easy by that man's standards. But here comes Misa with Gyro. Brookie intercepts, but that's Johnny on the turn. Just about holds it up, and Taziak's got a bit of trouble on his back, but finds the pass, and now Bashiktas can build. Yasin over the top. Great ball from the Spaniard. Romaninho, oh, looking to go back post, makes the tackle, and it will be a goal kick. I said it beforehand, that Bashiktas signing Romaninho is such a massive sign, and hopefully he can start to play a bit more this season, because he has the capabilities of firing this Bashiktas side towards the top of the table, and we've seen that tonight. Bashiktas have been awfully unlucky, but truth be told, when you get two sides like this who just, they're going hell for leather, and I love it. I love it. When you get two sides who just want to do this, though, it's on a knife edge, completely and utterly. Despite the goals, it could go either way, because Bashiktas could easily get 2 goals in 5 minutes, but Misa could also get 2 goals in 2 minutes. That's what we love about this game and these two sides. Taziak, 11 minutes to go. Hillem clears behind. Wasn't willing to take any chances with headering it away, so heads it behind instead. A corner, another corner for Bashiktas. Have looked dangerous occasionally from corners. Just contemplating what it is they want to do. Taking their sweet time. They did the last time as well, and fair play to them. Sending a man to go and stand on Chrissy Boras. Now just being shepherded away by Exito. Comes on to the top of Chrissy Boras. But that man is a veteran of the game. Safe as houses. Misa playing through the thirds. Good one-touch football until Taziak gets his toe in. Romaninho finds Yasin. Kitchen sink time, maybe. It's Alvarez again. Sensational. And they manage to set this man, Ladis Jr., on his way. Graham reads it. Very, very good reading from that man who's had a great game. Conceded 2 goals. May very well be on the losing side come the end of this game, but he's been sensational. But that's Johnny. Alvaro, great interception, because they were in there. Carlos, the current match winner, by the way. We said we needed more from that man in terms of output, in terms of goals and assists. Well, there he steps up with potentially what's going to win them the game, unless Candeas heads it down. But again, it's Alvarez, a strong contender for man of the match tonight. Another world-class performance from that man. We might need to go and get his baller build, you know. Brookie into Candeas, finds Yasin, looks to square it. Valdi is there, clears into Rosed. Now we are into stoppage time. It's got to be Bashiktas shucking everything. The kitchen sink, every single kitchen appliance. The short ball was there. They're going to still keep it, though. Yasin helps it on his way. Kimi Seasons is there. It's going to fall at the feet of Goso, who cannot wait to clear that ball. Is he onside? Yes, he is. It is Gyro. Unsure whether he should head for the corner flag or the goal. Truth be told, he does neither, but it's not going to matter. It is 3 points for Misa Esports. They scored 2 early goals in that first half. Despite Besiktas, heavy pressure for the majority of that game, even before the 2 goals went in. Nothing. They leave with nothing, do Bashiktas. Not through lack of trying, not through lack of skill and ability either, because they're such a good side. But Misa, and truth be told, a Chrissy Boras inspired, an Alvarez inspired Misa pick up all 3 points. And yeah, to be fair, you just got... I think that's what you meant, isn't it, Holmes? I think that's what you meant. Didn't you say Misa 2-0? The clean sheet, for, I say the clean sheet. The clean sheet would have won it. And I think when you get a back line, and like I said, Alvarez, Gosol, and Hillem are your top 3 players, your 2 centre-backs and your CDM. When you go 2-0 up in this league and you know a clean sheet wins you the game, that is when these sides get so dangerous. And Misa knew a clean sheet there won it. They didn't get the clean sheet, of course, but even just conceding the 1 goal was enough for 3 points there. And like I said, Misa, 7 wins out of 8 since they were on stream on Tuesday. They were 19th last season when they featured on stream. They're 10th tonight. They're marching on up the table, and this is what you get. They're now turning good performances like we saw last season, like we've seen earlier this season. They're now turning good performances into 3 points, and that is exactly what you need to do in this league. It's a long old season. As long as you're picking up the points as you go along, all should be good. Bashiktas, to be honest, Bashiktas, I have absolutely no words. You deserved at least a draw, but you don't get what you deserve in clubs. You never have and you never will. I wouldn't even say it's back to the drawing board because you didn't do anything wrong. You played some really, really good football. Second half, you were sensational. The tactics I could totally get behind. It just wasn't their night. And Misa, take nothing away from Misa, because I thought their game plan was brilliant, and someone had to lose, unfortunately. We don't do draws around here. Congratulations, a very good game for the neutrals, a good game for me. I enjoyed it very much. Turkish Derby was your main event of the night. Bashiktas 1, Misa Esports 2. Boys and girls, I have been 8Baller Pro Club's weekly fame. Please make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Go and subscribe to Pro Clubs Weekly as well if you're feeling up for it. We are back tomorrow at 8 PM and Thursday as well. Always with the 8 PM streams, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Thank you very much for keeping me company. Thank you very much for tuning in, supporting clubs and VPG. I will see you about 20 hours. Cheerio.